P5 now, let's quickly go ahead and complete this. Has two AND gates, two things needs to be multiplied, one term, two term. So two AND gates, let's call it M and N, correct? M and N. Again, we'll use a half adder circuit first, which will have N and N as its inputs. Then we'll use a full adder circuit, which will have the output of this half adder, which is nothing but my S5A. The other input would be C4A, and the third one would be C4B. See, if we do this, what's going to happen is rippling will start here as well, which we don't want, because already the last stage is rippling where this full adder is depending on this full adder. And if we do such a way, this diagram, then what will happen is now this guy will also start rippling on this, which will lead to the ripple effect in two different rows, which is not a good idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a minor modification here. I'm not going to use a half adder here in the first stage itself. I'll straight away go ahead and use a full adder. Let's see what's going to happen. I hope everyone has followed. If I use a full adder here and take the input as C4B, rippling is going to take place. So I'm going to change that here. And I'll straight away go to level 2 and use a full adder block, where the full adder block will have three inputs, M, N and C4A, will produce an output and a sum. Output is nothing but C5A, sum S5B. And now there is C4B which needs to be added, C4C, and the output S5B. So here again I'll use a full adder. S5B is this term. So this full adder comes in the same level, will depend on C4C, S5B and C4B. So now this rippling only is present in the last row and not in any other rows. So that's a good idea. We eliminated our half adder. I have told you also why we did that. So let's quickly go ahead and make this column. So two AND gates. This we are talking about P5. So A3B2 and A2B3. M, N, fair enough. We decided that we will not use a half adder here, because if we do that, this full adder present here will have a rippling from C4B. I just explained you that. So we'll straight away go ahead and use a full adder here, which will have an input M, N and C4B. See, understand, I am taking from the previous stage one row above, which will not lead to rippling, because all the half adders present in this row will operate simultaneously. All the full adders in this row will also operate simultaneously, and all the AND gates are also operating simultaneously. That's nothing but parallel operation, and that's nothing but the classic thing which happens in array multiplication. As the diagram is over, you'll understand it further. So these are my three inputs, which produces two outputs. This is my C, because we are in the fifth stage, C5A, S5A, which will go to another full adder, which will have three inputs. One is S5A, other one is C4B, again from the previous row, and this last row is rippling, so C4C, which will give me C5B and will give me S5B, which is nothing but my P5. Now it's becoming very simple.